Welcome back to Started from the Bottom. I am your host, Susan Peterson. Today we are doing our third series of installments on our mini masterminds. And I have a very special guest, Marissa. Welcome to Started from the Bottom.
Thanks, Suze. It's so fun.
I'm so happy you're here. Marissa worked for Freshly Picked and me for 8 years.
Yeah.
Moved on last year. I still miss you every day.
Oh, same. This is like so trippy. This was my office.
This was your office.
But like walking in, I was like, I haven't been here 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, because was it September?
It was August.
August. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Did it feel weird driving out here?
Yeah.
It's like
I was like, oh, wait, what turn do I have to take again?
You just shouldn't have even thought about it. Your muscle memory would have brought you here.
I know.
So I brought Marissa in to talk about this next part of what we go over in the mastermind. Marissa, you've been to what? 2 masterminds now.
2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And you usually just talk on product, but you could really talk on anything. And we are talking about the 3 levers that we would always use in discussing Freshly Picked's growth, potential, and then also a way to look back at what you've done and make sure that that everything's working right.
Yeah.
And those are traffic, conversion, and AOV. And we'll get into all of them. Actually, let's start with that, and then we can talk about like the different ways to manipulate. So traffic is, if you're on Shopify, this is easy to find and easy to track. But when you're thinking about like, where does all your traffic come from? Marissa just started a brand, actually. Comment.
It's really small, you guys. It's just an on the side for fun thing.
It's like your side hustle for you and your sister, right?
I don't
Is
even
it a
know
passion
if I can
project?
call it it's a passion project for my sister. I feel bad. It's not my side hustle.
Yeah, but you do it with her.
I'm super busy, but I do it with her.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
So you're actually seeing these 3 things play out right now.
Yes, and in my current job. So I actually work for Tanner, who's been on the podcast too.
At Shirt Stop.
At Shirt Stop, running one of his other companies, Swear Studio. And we build brands for influencers. And like the first thing I looked at when I started over there was, what is everyone's traffic, conversion, and AOV? Because like if you want to grow, those are the 3 things you start messing around with.
Yeah, you start tracking. Yeah, because what your traffic is obviously everyone that's coming to your website. Your conversion is how many people of those that come to your website actually convert, and your AOV is how much each person spends, average order value. And so if you have like 1,000 people come at 5% conversion, which is amazing. 5% is so good.
I wish we had 5% on any of the sites I help manage.
Everywhere on the internet says 3 to 5% is average. And I think that's probably true. Like if you can get 3%, that's amazing. 2.5 is actually really good too.
Yeah.
Over a year.
I always tell my brands for fashion, I think it's closer to like 1 to 2. 1.5 is kind of average.
Really? For fashion? And then like, I think skincare is a lot higher. If you have like a high price product and you're getting really good qualified leads there, you're probably going to have a higher conversion rate just because the website should convert. But 5% is okay. So if you say, again, you have 1,000 people coming at 5% conversion, so you have 50 people convert out of 1,000 and your average order value is 500, then you're going to get 2,500 in sales that day. Great. That's amazing. We're so proud of you.
Yes.
And so then what you can start playing around with is like, okay, what if conversion rate and AOV stays the same, but you get 2,000 people to come to your website? You just doubled
your revenue.
Or traffic stays the same, conversion stays the same, but your average order value goes up to 100. Doubled. Again. Yeah. So it's fun. Like traffic and AOV doubled, then you just quadrupled. Yeah. So it's fun to start messing around with those. So how do you get more people to your website? This is what always it comes down to, because people are
yes, this is usually like, I feel like the other 2 are a little more easy to play around with and pinpoint.
Yeah, those are more internal things.
Yes. This is more external, and I think the other big thing is getting like qualified purchasers to your site.
Yes. So you're thinking, so let's start with where I always start, which is organic social. And not everyone starts there, but I think if you're a product company, it's kind of a really good place to start. So you should have an organic social presence. when I first started Freshly Picked, I remember I was trying, everyone's like, do Facebook, do Facebook, do Facebook. Right. And at the time, Instagram was not owned by Facebook, or do Twitter, or have a blog, which I did have a blog. But I remember I was at my friend's house and I was watching her breastfeed and look at Instagram at the same time. And like a light bulb went off for me. I was like, oh my gosh, new moms are hanging out on Instagram. And I just didn't even invest in Facebook until way later, but that paid off for me because it's like, where does your audience hang out?
Yeah. Like, who's your demographic and where do you find them?
Yeah. Where do they shop? What other accounts are they following? How much money do they make? All of that stuff. So like if you're going to build a business to business, B2B business, probably LinkedIn is a good place to start, or Twitter.
I think LinkedIn, if you're going to sell physical products to them, find out what B2B platforms they're on.
Yeah.
There's a million. There's Fair. There's different wholesale sites, Tundra.
Yeah. Where are people hanging out? What are they doing?
What FP? Why can't I remember it? New Order.
Yes, New Order.
But like find out where they're hanging out, and everyone's like making good platforms around it.
Yeah. Yes. Reddit, Facebook, all of these places, wherever your ideal customer is hanging out, that's where you want to start building a community. And then it's really important that you build a community around your business.
Oh yeah, I think that's such an underrated. I mean, I swear, if you don't have a good community, your sales aren't going to be there.
Yeah, I think actually in this day and age, and I could be wrong, and I'd love for you to push back on it if you disagree, but community is more important than the product you create.
Yes. Your followers are never going to believe you if you don't have a community, a one-on-one relationship with them, and you feel more than just like you're pushing product.
Yeah, especially for influencers or product brands. So I always say, like, your audience is essentially, you think audience big, and then we put them in a funnel, and your community are people who've opted in to be part of your community, whether they opt in for an email, follow
SMS,
you,
SMS. You can do the subscribe now on Instagram.
Oh yeah, subscribe now kind of thing. And then your customers are converted community members is where you'd want it to be.
Yes.
And then your returning customers come from the customer base. And so it's just like getting people into your community is kind of the first step.
Yeah. So I would say like top of the funnel is that organic social, and then creating that community and having them opt into email, SMS, something else that gets them further down the funnel. Yeah. And get them to your website.
Yeah. And that has always gone along with that we've done at Freshly Picked is influencers. I love influencers.
Oh, I mean, that's the whole Swear's whole business is built on influencers.
They'll change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just have such a big megaphone, and they're able to like, and a good influencer has like an intimate relationship with her community. And so she's able to like, they trust her. Yeah. There's a level of trust there. Yeah. So if you're looking, how do I get people over to my community without buying ads, which can sometimes come with a different set of problems, I would say start with influencers.
Yeah, I think influencers are easier to start with
than paid
ads.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like less things to wrap your head around. It's a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marissa and Ariel, when they launched Comment, their new brand, they had the best influencer party, and a ton of people actually showed up.
We were shocked. We have some really amazing friends.
You do, but it's like that's who you start with is your friends. Yeah, start with your friends. People want to support you, I think.
Oh, your friends definitely want to support you too. So that's where we started, was just like, who do we know that even has any sort of following? It didn't matter if it was 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. I didn't care. But those are the people that are most likely to show up for you too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you guys from that event had like, do you know what your reach was off of that? Did you track it? I'm shocked if she...
It's been so long that I like can't remember. I'd have to pull it up.
Yeah, but it was like pretty good.
It was really good reach. Yeah. That week was amazing content.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't convert then you can like, you get people to follow you. I
mean, we started with 0 followers. So
how many do you have now?
I think we only have 600.
It's 600, not a lot. That's great though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good for a little side gig.
Also, at 600 followers, everyone's going to see every post that you put up.
Yes.
Because
we get really good engagement.
You haven't
really
tripped
good, views.
Yeah, you haven't tripped the algorithm yet to be like, oh, this account could pay. Yeah. And then any other traffic things?
I mean, we haven't really touched on ads, but I mean, that's another way to get traffic. That I think a lot of times with traffic, what's tricky or with paid ads is you don't always get qualified leads. It's a little bit harder to sort through the weeds on that and like who are you exactly targeting in your ads.
And making sure that like at Freshly Picked, we only really wanted to spend money to acquire new customers.
Yes.
Making sure that you're not acquiring returning customers
or just
with your
retargeting.
ads.
Yeah.
With your ads. Because I actually bought a bag, a very expensive bag, not from Freshly Picked, last week from this company called Shinola. It's like beautiful leather bags. And I bought it. I had been looking at it for like weeks. I even went to the store in Soho when I was in New York. I'd called them. I had been on their website. When I purchased, guess what? That's when I started getting the ads.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like such a waste of money.
Yes.
Like I should have been getting the ads for weeks prior to.
Like, or they should be waiting and holding to when they know you're going to make your second purchase.
Yeah.
And then start targeting you.
Literally for 3 days after I purchased, I got ads. And I'm like, I'm not coming back. Yeah. Yeah. Making sure that you're spending. So, and now with this new AI, ads are just going to get better, but making sure that you get with the right agency or the right ad person is really important. But I wouldn't even start with ads until your email list is like at 10,000 or your organic social starts to dip or you run out of influencers. Like I would just not start with ads first.
No.
Because there's you should optimize.
There's so many other things you can. I mean, ads cost a lot of money too. So like, how much capital do you have to spend on those versus can you send a couple free products to influencers? Can you start partnering? Do you do affiliate links?
Right. Can you follow them and start commenting and building a relationship with them? Yeah. Also, I have a theory, and everyone that works in product has the same theory, but I don't think Instagram or Meta will ever admit to it. But once you start paying for ads, your organic reach goes way down.
Oh, I think it's so true.
It's true, right?
Because they want you to continue to pay.
Right, because now you're in the bucket of like, this person will pay. Yeah, and let's like take away their organic so that they have to pay for all of that too.
Yeah, for growth, for people to see stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. So hold off on paying, I would say. Okay, let's talk about conversion. I think there's two things. You brought up two good points, which were your website needs to work right. And what was the other one? Qualified leads. Okay, let's talk about website first, because I know you did a lot of website work.
Yes.
And you've just built your own website.
Just built my own website.
Yes.
I manage all the websites for all Swear clients.
Yes.
So yeah, the first thing I look at is how many clicks to get to the product. So don't bury your product on the fourth page.
Yes, your best selling product should be at the very top.
Yes.
Of every page.
Should be at the very top, but also don't have it like literally count your clicks of how many clicks does it take you to get to your very top product. Do you have to go in like, what does your nav look like? And is it home, shop? Like what happens after shop? Is there another drop down that you got to go through? So just make sure like your clicks are really good. And then how many clicks to add to your cart?
Yes. And then how many clicks to check out?
Yeah. And Shopify, like just the other day, I was reading some updates. I don't think it's rolled out yet. I think it's rolling out. But Shopify's checkout is not the greatest. You have to like enter all your info and agree to a bunch of stuff. Then you click next. Then you go through your shipping. Then you add your credit card. Then you check out. They have made it all one page.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's going to be so much better too.
Yeah. Shop Pay. I love Shop Pay. So if you have Shopify.
Shop Pay for me is dangerous as a consumer.
I know. Well, our friend Charlie, he launched his book and I went on the website to buy the books and he didn't have Shop Pay. And I called him and I was like, put Shop Pay on your website because I'm in bed and I want to buy your books and I'm not going to buy them.
Shop Pay is just so easy.
Yeah.
Everything is already in there for me. And so I don't have to fill out any of that. And if someone has Shop Pay, doesn't have Shop Pay, it is annoying.
Yeah. And if you're tracking your products, you know exactly when things are going to get there. It tells you when things are out for delivery. Like, it's honestly just so nice.
But it has my address is saved,
Yes.
my credit card saved.
It is dangerous as a consumer, but if I'm in bed at night and I click on an Instagram and I see what I like and I go to buy it and it doesn't have Shop Pay and I have to put in my credit card, I don't buy. It's a really big, I think it cuts down your abandoned cart.
Yes.
By a lot.
I also think, if I have to type in anything, it makes me think about it more. Like, do I really want this?
But
if it's Shop Pay,
it's the same thing with like the Amazon buy now.
Yes. It's Shopify's version of that.
Yes,
for sure.
It's like a slide thing. Buy now. Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't even feel like you spent money.
No.
So those are kind of, and then again, I think qualified leads goes back to your audience, is making sure that the people that are in your audience, the influencers that you're working with, everything that you're sending to your community to like build your community, you're not like at Freshly Picked. We would have never partnered with someone who didn't have kids.
Yeah, it just like doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. We love everyone. We love all the women, but if we're going to send you product where you need to have babies. Yeah. And it's the same thing. Like, don't be selling car parts and trying to market through like a makeup girl. Like, it's not going to happen.
Make sure your influencers line up for sure so that you do have more qualified leads.
Yeah, and site. don't get starry-eyed over like numbers.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes numbers on people's socials.
Yeah, it's not real. Or it doesn't add up.
Anything.
And we also found like micro influencers are way better than macro influencers sometimes.
Because their community is so different.
Because their community believes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely qualified leads on your conversion and really taking a look at your website.
Yeah. Making sure that it's easy to find your product. And then once you find your product, it's easier to check out.
And are you answering like the top customer questions on those product pages?
Yeah, which leads into customer journey around AOV and LTV. So AOV is average order value. LTV is lifetime value, which is where you really want to pay attention to your customer journey. So to that point, like when someone lands on the site, do they know how to get to the product easily? Are they adding it to their shop? Is there an easy checkout? And then what is the aftercare that you do for each person? Like, are they encouraged to come back, or is it just like they put in a massive email list that doesn't actually serve them?
Yeah. And are they segmented in their email list?
Yeah.
According to like possibly what they purchased, when they purchased, and all of that. Yeah.
Like if someone came in on a sell, we always like to like make sure we understood that, because we love all customers at Freshly Picked, but sell customers could sometimes be the worst customers.
Yes. And they usually only come back and purchase during a sale.
Right. So you don't need to send emails.
So don't spam them a bunch of emails until the next sale.
Yeah. Or text until the next sale and then let them know there's another sale going. Yeah.
And they'll probably purchase again.
Yeah. And then it Freshly Picked. So you were there when it happened. We did moccasins until 2018.
Yes.
So for the first 8 years. Oh my gosh. Is that right? Yes. We did moccasins. And then we added diaper bags. And diaper bags, well, now they have a price point of $200, but at the time they had a price point of $175. And moccasins were $60. So our AOV went from, do you remember? I think it was like 48.
Yes. It was somewhere around there, 45 maybe.
Yeah.
It was like our lowest AOV.
Yeah. So average order value is 45. And then it went up to over $100.
I think it was at 120.
Yeah.
Until we raised the price.
Yeah. So when it 3X, which is like within a matter of 6 months that happened, because it took a minute for the diaper bags to like get in and to like people to know that's what we sold. But even if we would have not changed traffic or conversion rate the following year, you could triple your business by just raising your AOV 3X. And so this is where this is like your domain, but like thinking through new product that you bring into your business. Let's talk about that from like an AOV, an advertising point of view. Like there's a lot when you were thinking your product roadmap. Yeah.
We used to keep track of every single product and the retail value and be like, okay, are we missing any prices? Like, is there a price point we're missing for this product line for that product line? And like, are we diversified enough that we can capture the attention of multiple customers? And then filling in and like specifically designing a product for that price point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of reverse engineering it instead of getting to a point where it was like, okay, we have this product now. What should we retail it for? It was like we already knew the retail before we started designing. So we knew what would it do to our AOV if it popped off and was like so popular. And then another thing we always looked at was like, can we bundle things?
Yes.
Can we get someone to buy more than one diaper bag or more than one shoe? And then what does that do to your AOV?
Yeah. Or if they're buying a diaper bag, what are the other things that they want at the same time? Like you guys brought in stroller clips.
Yeah. So we started bundling stroller clips. That really helped with AOV. You were no longer buying $175 diaper bag. You were also adding on $25 stroller clips. And even though we gave you like, I can't remember, like 15% discount.
Yeah.
That was still huge for us that you bought two things.
Right.
And had a higher AOV.
Right. And then the zip pouches or the fanny packs, like just adding those on when people are already going to purchase.
Yeah.
It brings your AOV up quickly. And then thinking through the LTV is like, how long is this customer going to be a customer of us? So at Freshly Picked, we had to get okay with our customers leaving it at like 18 months. Mm-hmm. Like we're going to get mom when she's pregnant and we'll have her until the baby's about 18 months old. So 2 years max. And then we always have to mine for new customers, like wedding and baby industry.
Yeah.
You're always looking for new customers. Yes. Yeah. And so as you're looking at your product offering, is there anything that you can do to keep your customer longer, or can you catch her sooner? Her or him sooner. Yeah.
And then what else can you offer them during that time period? For us, it was very specific events in their life. You're pregnant. We usually got you, your first purchase was a diaper bag. Mm-hmm. Then after that, you would wait a little bit till you had your baby. You got moxed. But what else could we offer you though in those 2 years? What else did you need?
Yeah. And even between diaper bag and moccasins, the weekender came in and a lot of people started purchasing that for their hospital bag. Yeah. And so we got them, so we added another purchase in there. And then as the mocks came in before their first birthday, how many mocks could we create? Could we help them with events? So like Easter, Christmas, back to school, anything like that. First birthday.
Disneyland trips.
Yeah. Yeah. So just thinking of your product offering and what your customer is doing in that time frame and making sure that you have product to answer the events in their life.
Yeah. And then you can really maximize their lifetime value, especially with us where we only had a 2-year period. Mm-hmm. Gosh, I got to get out as much as I can out of you almost before I say bye and I have to go.
Let's reframe that. We want to serve you as well as we can before you move on. Yeah, exactly. All right. So at the end of every mastermind or mini mastermind episode, we have a challenge. So if you're on Shopify, this is super easy.
So easy. You go to your analytics and it's just on the main dashboard.
It's the top 3.
All of these,
right?
4?
Well,
one conversion goes down.
Oh, you're right.
On the bottom left.
You're right.
But it's all on your like front page of your dashboard. Yeah. And you can change like the time period you're looking at. But you will see your traffic. You can even scroll down a little bit and see where all your traffic sources are coming from.
Which is squishy.
Yes.
It's not 100%.
With Shopify, it's always squishy.
Very squishy, yeah.
They could clean that part up a little bit. Yeah. And then you'll see your AOV and you'll see your conversion all right there.
Right. So first things first, go and pull last year's AOV, conversion, and traffic. And then what we would do is this is how we would forecast into the next year. It's like, okay, what do we want to make?
So you look at your last year's. That's why it's so important you pull and you say, okay, if we could replicate that traffic every single month, that AOV keep that AOV steady, keep your conversion steady, what could you do? Yeah.
If we just get 15% more traffic to the site.
And then you start playing around with those little, like if we could get 15% more, if we could up our AOV by $5, $10 per person, if we could have our conversion rate go up by even 0.2%.
Yeah. If your conversion is sitting anywhere between, I would say 2 to 5%, worry about that one the least. Yeah. Just try to keep that steady Eddie. Yeah. So that's number 2 is forecast the year, play around with the different scenarios. You guys are going to think, well, I don't know how to use Excel. Listen, I did this in a notebook for the first 5 years.
Till Susan learned Excel.
I don't even know Excel right now. Marissa, don't act like I know it.
You send me the funniest memes about Excel, though.
I appreciate when people know how to do Excel. But do you remember when Nika told me that watching me do Excel was like watching her mom try to text?
Yes, it's painful. Absolutely painful to watch Suze use Excel. But that's okay.
Create an Excel. I know how to read it, and I can ask you the right questions once it's made.
Yes.
Yes, that's all you need to know. So if you don't know how to do Excel, don't try to teach yourself for this. Just write it in a notebook or get a poster board.
Just start tracking it somewhere.
Just start tracking it. And so that's number 3 is start tracking these 3 things weekly, because once you understand the numbers in your business, then you can start to manipulate the numbers. If you don't understand the numbers, you don't pay attention to them because you're scared of them, then you can't start manipulating them.
Definitely. And then start tracking what you're doing to manipulate them.
Yeah.
And how does that affect those 3 things?
Right. Number and narrative. So like if you all of a sudden have an increase in traffic, well, where did that come from? Figure it out. Did
And
someone
what
post
happened?
about you?
Did your conversion stay the same?
Did your AOV stay the same? Yeah. If they did, then replicate what you did to get the more traffic.
Yeah. Or run a sale. See what happens. Your AOV may go down, but maybe your conversion goes up.
Yes. So exciting. And keep us posted if you do something fun. I want to know. Okay. Marissa, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
You're the best.